All right, I'm fashionably late. 2 minutes, 9:02. But how are you? How has your week been? It's been a grueling work week for some people. It's been an exciting week for others. It's been a week. Okay. It's been a week. We can certainly look at history being made. Some people may say it wasn't in the right direction. Other people will say it was. Other people are looking at their money. Other people are looking at just their sadness or whatever. I say, listen, we still got to live. We still have to live. So I'm not going to worry about it. Can't. I believe that who's in control, which to me, and this is just my estimate and um, my side, is that I'm going to go up. I'm going to go to God and I'm going to pray about it. Pray we will be fine. And I believe over time, there's been mega shifts in everything in our lives, from who we know, who we no longer acquaint ourselves with, what we do, what we can't do anymore, all of those things. So good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, user. Good morning, user. I never seen that before. But hello. And I see that you put a sunflower in there, so you must know that I like sunflowers. In fact, I hope to go out and get some today or tomorrow. But I just have had a crazy week. I'm not going to lie about it. It's been one of those weeks that says, "Oh my goodness." I've gone to so many things. I had an event last night, and I have an event tonight, and I have an event um, tomorrow night, and there's Saturday afternoon, and then Saturday night. So I'm tired. I am tired. I'm tired. But good morning. Today I thought I would do a word, and at first I was going to do it on veterans, and I've done that before. But for some reason, no one's name is showing up. So I guess if you can, just write your name in there. It's just showing up as Facebook user, and it's not showing your name. So I can't call anybody names, but I can say hello and good morning. And I hope that you can just write your name in there if you feel like it. If not, I'm okay. I'm okay. But anyway, today I thought I'd pick a word that will just show you that over time, the use of the word from what its original meaning was changes, and then either we're going to be acknowledgeable of the change or we're not. Hey, okay. Let me see who I got coming in here. Somebody wrote something. Okay, Debbie's here. Hey, Debbie. Busy gal. Yeah, I have been a busy gal, but it's not posting your name, so I don't know. I think Debbie is the only one so far I do know, and I think that maybe Ardelia, because she knows that um, I love my sunflowers. But anyway, good morning, good morning. So I found this word to be an interesting word because it has meaning, but it changed from the meaning that we really had it for before. So it's just an interesting concept of how social media users are changing our vernacular, changing it to all of a sudden we have our own, euphemisms, or different ones from what we might have been associated with before. So it ends up, good morning, Calithia. Good morning, good morning. And Deb, and I don't know who the other people are, but good morning, everybody. So anyway, this is according to USA Today, March 2023. Olivia Munson says in an article that says the slang term MID, is used to describe something or someone as average, mediocre, or low quality. So from now on, you don't have to say that it was okay or it's blah. You can go right on in at it. Okay. It says basically mid, this meal is a mid meal. Okay. It says that movies are mid. My day was mid. It tasted mid. And it's a mid sequel, meaning that anytime you add something on to the original, the sequel may be mid, not as good as the original. So that's how life is. You just kind of understand that, the young people, and I think they said these are like the Gen Xers, are basically determining what we may be adding to our ability to speak to them in the future. So this is one of the reasons why occasionally I'm going to give you some new words that you haven't heard before, and they may be in the dictionary of slang, or they may be in the dictionary of what's happening now, okay? Because later on, they may lose some of their, their coolness, the points may go away, and all of a sudden you see that people have just changed. But anyway, mid, it says, can be used as an insult. Okay, so listen up. You got to pay attention to when it's used as an insult or to oppose another's opinion. But it can also be used neutrally to mean something is not worthy of substantive remark. Meaning, don't have to give no remark on that. For example, you might say, I have no feelings one way or another. That would be mid. I don't care. Any way you want to do it, that would be mid. So it really places somebody in the middle of something and not necessarily answering it to be a positive thing or a negative thing. They just in the middle, okay? In the middle. So it says mid is commonly used as a social media platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And it says, there it is, it says it's among the people that are in the Gen Zers, okay? Gen Xers do use it some, but Gen Zers are the ones that really ushering it forward. So it says, what does mid mean? It says, according to the Urban Dictionary of Slang, it says it's used to describe something or someone below average or quality. I mean, most of the time when you're asked to give an opinion of something, they may give you a scale. You may be able to fall in the middle. Now you can just say, it's mid. You don't even have to say, I give it a 5. You just say, it's mid. No big deal. It says because it is of below or average or low quality, it says it can be used as the insult that I mentioned to an opposing view or an opposer. I mean, it makes it kind of simple, doesn't it? It does, kind of simple. In other words, men can be used as a replacement term for boring, not good, kind of mediocre, low quality. That's what it says. Among other things, the slang says that it's described as something that is just okay. You don't have to worry about it. Nothing big, nothing small. It is what it is. It says for things that are truly bad or awful, you could just say, I'm in the mid-tier. And stay right there. That means you're really not giving it an opinion. You're giving it a solution for you. People may want you to sway. They may want you to be left or right. And you say, I'm in the middle. Because most people don't believe that they can see both sides. They either are left, right, up, down, but how about just in the middle? Meaning, I don't know where I'm going with this yet. I don't know how much more I need to listen to. I don't know. People want an affirmative answer a lot of times. And sometimes we don't have it. We don't have affirmative answers. It says, so how is mid used? It says, here are some examples of how mid is used out in the social media platforms. It says, have you watched the new season of You on Netflix? Oh, I did, but it was mid. It was mid. The other one says, this sushi is pretty mid. I should have gotten the ramen. So it's an opinion without, much fanfare. It's not up, not down, I'm just saying. It's okay. It says this band's latest release was mid. Their old album was so much better. Now, we talk like that. We don't necessarily use mid, but if we're talking about something that wasn't as good as the original, okay, we got something to say about it. Or we've had something so good and then we have something else that's supposed to mimic what we had that was so good. We say, oh, it's okay, but it's not like the original. It's not as good as so-and-so's cookies or so-and-so's cake. Y'all know y'all getting ready to be a a mid critic during the holiday season coming up. We all will be. Well, I already tell people ahead of time, I'm good. I eat what I want to eat. What I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to eat. Ms. and Ms. Ms. and Ms. Okay? Ms. and Ms. I think that probably says the same thing as mid. Ms. and Ms. Whoever wrote that. And it says, this is another person that wrote on there. It says, mid is the slang that says blah, yeah, all of that. Kind of like those words that are almost, they're audible, but you don't know what they're really saying, but it's not positive or negative. It's just saying, no big deal. According to BARK.US, a company that decodes teen slang, mid is a term used to describe something that is average, not particularly special, in the middle of the road. Okay, most of the time, people that are doing things want them to be better than the middle of the road. Well, we do. Even when I do my vlog, I'm hoping that they're better than the middle of the road. And every once in a while, I do get some attention. In fact, I'll give you a new thing. I'm going to be interviewed by Bella Magazine, Pensacola's Bella Magazine. So I will be in their January issue. And I'm excited about that because I've been here a while and doing what I do. And many of the people have ostensibly said that they've looked at my videos. They've seen these vlogs and they like them because it's a way that forms like a connection to the community out there or the communities, wherever they are, and just saying words. I didn't know that word before, but now I can use that word with anyone. And I'm always talking about the little kid to the king and queen. Use your words. If you don't know them, learn some. So good morning. Good morning, user. I don't know who you are because it's some reason this morning my platform is not allowing me to see who is actually writing in unless mundane. Ooh, that's good right there. That must be, I don't know, you don't know who it is. Put your initials by it or your name by it after you finish giving me something. That sounds like a Debbie or a Joan. I don't know who is, but that's a response. So anyway, when we go to the thing of asking, have you ever been stuck in trying to describe something to anyone about whether you liked it or didn't like it and you wanted to stay neutral, you could say I'm mid. Okay, so that's my are you stuck from now on. I said, it's mid. I don't have to say, well, it's just okay. I can give them something. So mid, it says it was formed into actually making it into the dictionaries in September 27, 2023, and it made it to the slang dictionary. And as I said, mid is a slang term used to describe something or someone that is mediocre or low quality. It is often used as humorously as possible to insult someone or to say that something is bad or boring or inferior in some way, especially when other people regard that person or the thing as excellent or high quality. So to me, a lot of times if we do really well and all of a sudden we do that mid-range, that mediocre range, people will let you know. So now if you hear the word mid, you know that they stayed in the middle. They didn't really say that it was horrible, but they didn't say that it was great. And most of us out here are looking to do good things that people like and will force the Richter to go to the high and not the low. And it isn't meant for it to stay on mid, on the mid area of being basically evaluated. And it says that we look at things that are mid as being bad, boring, or inferior, especially when people say that the quality is so high. It's so high that anything that comes up against it may fall in the mid-range or below. It says middling. Yes, middling. Yeah, Joan. Hey, Joan. That's right. Middling is like a person that a lot of times they can stay in the middle, or if you move it the ticker and take out the I and put in the E, it could be meddling. I'm just saying. But anyway, it says examples, the movie was good, but all the sequels are mid. Okay. Who uses mid? We've already talked about that being the young Zers. And it says, just like the generations before, the Gen Zs are an extensive list of slang words as well, such as bussin', which I used the other day, ick, mid, as popular among the Z range of young people. Social media helps slang spread rapidly. A lot of times, words that we use have been around for centuries. They've been around, and you can look at the root of the word to determine where it might have where it fell in at. You know, did it come in along the Roman lines? Did it come in along the the English or the other European countries, or did it come totally from the Orient of some sort? So words are always going to be new in some aspects, or utilized in another way, or shortened. Because remember, I don't know if you remember that I did charisma a while back, probably at the beginning of the year. And charisma, hey Cheryl, good to see you in the space. Hey, I don't know what's happening that they're not giving me the names, but I just don't know. So I'll just have to respond to them anyway. I can once I get back on Facebook, but can't do it now. But anyway, they just look at words just having this original orientation, and once they appear again, we have a new way of using them. So it's kind of fun if you're kind of a word kind of smithy person. It's a fun thing to do, but it's also tricky for those of us who stay on the straight and narrow, and we only use the words that we know in our distant and recent usage, and it's a memory packet. But you can always add to them by learning new words. So I hope that I'm doing that with you. So anyway, the spreading of information goes pretty quickly. So let's break the word down. I know I was trying to give you all the foundation of how this new word came into existence. So according to Webster, and I always go to all three of them, and they're all similar. Webster, Oxford, Cambridge dictionaries, they all give different, but reasonable closeness and proximity of what it means. So mid means that something is occupying the middle position. I thought that was the best way to describe mid. We a lot of times are the ones that may fall in the middle. It may be that we fall in the middle in terms of the family structure of siblings. It may be that we fall in the middle in terms of, grades or payment scales. But we realize where we are. It says a lot of times the middle person knows a lot, only because they know that they're above some, but they're below the others. And of course, and that doesn't say that the ones on the bottom don't know, or the ones on top do not express their point of arrogance or their point of decision making, and I'm right, the rest of them, they may be mediocre in the middle, and the ones on the bottom don't know. You just never know. But the middle sometimes could be a strategic location for some, and for others it's just a title that they don't like because they're not at the top. So mid in this instance talks about it being central, it being intermediary, middle, median, medium, intermediate, halfway, and medial. So, you look at our lives, and our lives in some instances have placed us in the middle, especially if we consider ourselves middle class. Okay, if we're middle class, we're middle class. That means we don't have the dollars or all the other things that go with those dollars to say that we, have money to throw away, burn, not care about, be liberal with, and giving it away, whatever. We're not there. Or are we destitute? Now, we may be feeling ourselves destitute because the economy has not been easy. The economy has certainly not shown itself to be friendly to those of us who need to buy food and gas and all that. Although gas is coming down, food is still pretty pricey to me. But anyway, there you go. So when we look at mid, we look at how many of us, I think most of the country falls in the mid category. We just do, you know. But then, who's to say that the ones that may be on the bottom portion of that entire grid, how they are feeling? How do they even get to the middle? How do they get to the point where they feeling that they're mid? So anyway, when we break the word down further, my M is for, I know mediocre is what Debbie wrote. Mediocre and neutral. But my medium, my M is for medium. Okay. And this is Webster's dictionary. And it says basically you halfway there. You halfway there, you're halfway not there. Okay. It says that it is the center, it is the middle interior of whatever's going on. It is the inside, meaning that there's something on each side of you. Okay. You might be alone in the middle, or you may have a lot of company in the middle, like since most of America, I believe, is probably more middle class, and that's been the class that's felt that suffering, because when you've had something and things were comfortable or more comfortable, even if you're in the section below middle, you still felt better because you had more money and more ability to do things. But if you lose that, there's not much you can do with it, not much at all. So the median is that area that says I'm in the center, I'm in the middle, or I'm inside. Okay. And if I have to describe something, I'm going to describe it from my middle point of view. Okay. I'm not going to give you the A of it. I'm going to give you the B. And then for others, it might be the C. But for me, I'm going to give you my B attitude. And my B attitude means, well, this sucks, or this is that. I'm going to give you what I believe. We move on in the word of mid. My I says it's from the inside. It's not from the outside. So it's not from the exteriors, which says, is there comfort in the middle? Sometimes it is not. Sometimes we might feel very comfortable because all the dots are connecting. But when the dots start to disconnect and we are starting to feel played upon, or in a position where we're being pulled apart or separated from things that we can no longer do, or people we can no longer support, or whatever those things say, we realize that we are on the inside trying to get out, or trying to get to a point where we feel more comfortable. And so in this instance, mid plays a place. Integral. Yes, that's a great word. If you look at inside, that means it would be the integral part of what is being discussed or is happening, or your opinion, whatever it is. So inside is the inner, it's the within, and it's the interior. When you start being able to describe this whole concept of being mid, it's so funny because I just always remember being the baby of a family of 10 children. And I always felt that the ones that were older had the best leads. And my evidence, listen to my evidence. My evidence is that when I asked my mother, I didn't ask my father, but I asked my mother, where were my pictures? Because there were so many pictures of all the older kids. And even once my mother married my dad, and they had children, I still felt that even in that, because I think there were three sets of kids. There's the Sweats, the Evans, and the Garys. I'm of the Gary clan, almost like the Hatfields and McCoys. But anyway, we weren't kind of feuding kids. We were not. We were respectful of whatever my mother and father's wishes were. But anyway, by me being on the end, my question was, where's the pictures? I never seen a baby picture. I don't know what I look like. I would have loved to know that. What I loved to have known was my hair this? Did I have the moles back then? All those kinds of things that I can't speak to. I can't, because there's no evidence. But for my siblings that were in the last section of us, which are the Garys, my sister and brother, which is Ronnie, which is Shirley and Ronnie. Shirley was the oldest. There were just eons of pictures, loads of pictures. And then they got to Tommy and Sandra. It was hardly any pictures, no pictures whatsoever. So we couldn't be identified. We'd have to go on teeth marks by now. But anyway, nonetheless, we realized that we weren't on the inside, or we weren't the most recognized. And sometimes that's what you have to do. If you know that you're in the middle and you're not at the top, somebody wrote ignored. Come on now. Could it be? Because sometimes maybe the middle and the ends are ignored, because it's like when they talk about the flowers and everything needing to be nourished. It says that it comes in through whatever's at the top, whatever's at the top. So when you think about that, if it's not passed along and not passed down, then where? And sometimes that's how those plants die, because, it's not passed along. So it doesn't even get to the middle or past the middle. There you go. Doesn't get to the middle or past the middle. So anyway, that's the inside. Now my D, what would you write for your D? What would you write for D? Since we're talking about the word mid, what would you write? Would anybody write anything that would say that the middle is detachment, Debbie? Detachment, Debbie. That's probably true. That's true. Because sometimes when you think about the Old West and the horses had to be tied up. Do you remember some of the shows where it showed the horse wasn't tied up, or the horse was tied up, but somehow it got loose, and it would galloping off, meaning you ain't gonna ride me no more. And that's the thing. Detachment would be good. Anybody else, Joan or anyone? Cheryl? Well, I'm going to tell you, I wrote dull. Okay, the middle is a dull position to be in. Sometimes the most action is going on at both of those ends. It's going on because the ones that don't have, they're frustrated. Okay, and the ones that do, they're exercising their right to be above. So there you go. You just realize that, okay, I can look down and see my siblings having trouble. I can look down and see, this business isn't going to work because it's not meeting the mark of what is expected for this to be a good business. Such as, if it's food, does the food taste good? Does it meet all the requirements? All those kinds of things. Dump. Division. Yes. Sometimes people are divided if they're in the middle, because they're all probably having a discussion about how they get there. Okay. Or even if you give something that you've tasted where you like it better. Well, I am a horrible critic. Don't ask me to come judge no food, okay? Because if it's not cooked properly, and there's a lot of undoneness to it, that I'm done, okay? If it's not crispy, like if it's something like fried chicken, if the chicken come and it's already forming some kind of rubbery something going on, no, I'm not going to do it. I just won't do it. But anyway, Dahl says that things are lacking interest or excitement. How many things have we done over the course of these, 11 months? It's actually 10 and a half months. Have we felt where we're in a position of dullness, a position of mid, where we're mediocre? Yeah, we know we got to pay the bills that are coming in, and we know everyone is. I think a lot of companies took advantage of after the pandemic makeup, because some of them are outrageous. And then I went to pay for something the other day. How many of you experienced this, where if you pay with a card, so they're just almost forcing you to carry cash. If you pay with a card, they charge the 3.5 or 5.7, whatever it is, whatever state you're in. And then don't be around a tourist area, then it's even more money. But they charge you all of the taxes, including luxury taxes. So it gets to be extremely expensive to use your card, So if you want to take out a whole bunch of people and you use your card, be ready for, another $12 or $15 added on. Ditch. Somebody wrote yes. And ditch is another good word, to ditch something. And we wish we could ditch it, but when you go out to dinner and stuff, unless you got cash on you, you're going to be paying whatever charge was passed on to the retail store or the seller of goods. They're going to pass it on to you. They're just going to do that. So the dullness talks about it being lacking interest or excitement, uninteresting, boring, tedious, and tiring. So all those words speak to the fact that things are dull. Have you ever gone to a play and you felt that you just wasted your time for the 2 hours that you were there? Doom. Yes, Debbie. Yes. Ditch and doom are great words. Absolutely. Done is a good one too, meaning I'm done. So therefore, there's a, Debbie wrote deep. Yes, dump, deep, division. Y'all just went on out on the D words. I'm surprised you didn't use DAN. You know what the rest of that is. Without think about it. But anyway, dull is my word. So the median, the inside, and the dullness of things that sometimes we're responsible to respond to don't always pan out easily. It's a difficult task for us because we don't want to hurt anyone's feeling. But there you go. It says, I found that out at Fish House. Cash payment saved money. Yeah, they're all moving to it. And, like they discouraged us for the longest time to carry money with us. And now it's back in play. Money's back in play if you want to save money. Otherwise, the bill goes up, another $2, $5, $10. And don't take a big family out, then you're probably looking at an additional $40 or $50 just to pay the bill. If you by card. But anyway, I thought this was a cute word. And, I try to sometimes don't have to keep you give you all of the heavy duty words, but this word is a cute word that if you hear it from the young generation, that they're just saying that something is mediocre, midway. It's okay. It's in the middle, not really any, positive or negative. I'm going to stay right here. So that's what it is. Disregard. That's right. It is disregard, Debbie. Thank you. Well, look, this is my today's session. Listen, Monday is a holiday. If you all want me to do a word for Monday, I would do veterans on Monday. If you'd like me to do that word and you'll be present, put a V, just a V, in your thread, and I'll try to consider it. But if you think I should rest, as you should rest and honor our veterans, I'm going to do that. But either way, I'm fine with doing. Okay, Debbie said yes. How about you, Joan? Whomever else is out there. I mean, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so it's still early. I think the parades are later in the day, but I'm not telling you don't go to parade. No. Anybody else? Or are you going to go to the parade? Yes, do a word on Monday. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can get two more. I'm looking for, even one more, and I'll do it. I'm probably going to do it anyway. I'll do it. Don't even worry about it. I'll be here at 9 o'clock on Monday morning, and our word will be veteran. Okay. Because I want to speak to the fact that, my husband was a veteran. I know many of them are veterans now. I worked for the VA as a loan person for them for a long time. So I believe in helping everybody that has, certainly served our country. And I say thank you to them today. And I will say thank you again on Monday. I will see you all at 9. Hit the share button and let this be shared. I appreciate it. Remember, have your conversation using some of these words. And mid is the word for the weekend. Okay, mid. Love you guys. Take care. Be safe. See you Monday. Bye-bye.